Hello, and welcome back to Legacy of Leaders, where we interview the brightest and most interesting leaders in the community, and today is no different. I'm your host, Whitney Mincey, and I'm joined by a very special guest, Dr. Stephanie from Fresh Start Primary Care.
Yes.
Sorry, I did not want to get it wrong. I want to make sure I get it right. Yes, okay, perfect. And so I'm excited to hear about what you're doing and just your take on doing things a little differently, it sounds like. So tell us about Fresh Start, how you got into it, and just what it is.
Yeah, so I'm a primary care physician. I'm a board-certified family medicine physician. I started my post-training career in 2020. And I noticed that corporate medicine was not working for me and for my patients.
Right.
I think there are some ways that it works really well, and there are some providers, some physicians that are really, really good at working around the inefficiencies.
Yeah.
But I wanted to be a solution to the problem. So I started my own private practice, Fresh Start Primary Care, in April of 2023 in the Riverside area.
Okay.
And it has been a whirlwind of constant learning, constant growth, constant adjustment, but also just peace, knowing that I am taking care of my patients appropriately and with time and with kindness and with efficiency.
Right.
So Fresh Start Primary Care is a direct primary care. So that's the little different part about it. Direct primary care is where you pay a monthly membership.
Right.
Once a month, you pay, usually it's low. So the difference between concierge care and direct primary care is that direct primary care is usually affordable.
Okay, good to know. That's important.
Concierge care is like Royal Pains, where they come over to the house.
Okay.
You have a $2 million home, and then they give you your IV after you have your little cold and flu at home.
Right.
This is not that.
This is for normal people.
This is for normal
the regular
people.
everyday
This is for
person.
regular everyday people.
Yeah.
On average, the membership is $115 a month, and that includes everything. That
Really?
includes your visits. Every visit. If you want to come every single day, that would include that. You shouldn't come every day.
Right.
But
probably don't need to. Yeah.
but if you wanted to come every day, that would be included. Anything that happens in the office, so any procedures, injections, anything like that is included. It also includes huge discounts on labs.
Wow. Okay.
So 80% off labs we're able to provide either through LabCorp or through Quest, whatever lab you wanted to use.
Yeah.
Also, I can help people navigate the healthcare system.
Oh, that's really
Right.
important.
Then the healthcare system is very, very stressful and very difficult to understand, even for other physicians, even for other doctors. They struggle to navigate it for themselves and their family.
Right.
So sometimes you may not know that getting your MRI done in the hospital is dramatically more expensive than getting your MRI done at a freestanding imaging center.
Wow.
And
this is insider information.
Yeah. And I want to be that inside source for the patient, right? That's my job as a primary care physician, to help them navigate, how do I get a referral to see this person, or who should I see if I wanted to have someone look at this particular thing. That's my job, to help people in that situation. So the membership includes all of that and 24/7 access to me.
Wow.
So if they wanted to text me about, like, they're in the grocery store and I told them that maybe their cholesterol's a little bit on the higher side.
Right.
And I want you to maybe have less cheese, but you're like, okay, but what about this cheese? So this cheese says very reduced fat. Is this one okay?
Oh, yeah.
You can send me a picture. You can text me and say, hey, this is the cheese I wanted.
Right. Can we work it in?
And I can kind of give you personalized guidance to what you need.
Yeah, that's incredible.
So that is truly decreasing the barriers to healthcare and increasing the access. A lot of people will ask me, well, how do you sleep if it's 24/7 access? Weren't you going to get burnt out? Actually, it actually ends up working really, really well, because I'm able to have longer visits with my patients. So all my visits are an hour.
Yeah.
But also, if they know that they can ask me if they need to. And I feel like knowing that it's not a scarcity to have an interaction with your doctor leads people to be like, you know what, if I need her, she's there.
Right.
I don't need to talk to her every day.
Yeah. I mean, it's an incredible model, and I can't imagine how much healthier people would be if they did have direct access to their doctor to ask the most basic questions.
Yeah.
That seems incredible. So I know the number one question you probably get is, do you take insurance?
Right. So I do not take insurance.
Okay.
And I do that in order to be able to have the freedom to provide what I need to my patients without having to look for the right code, or is it covered by your insurance? So should we use this instead? Should we do that instead? Or insurance, a lot of times, especially in primary care specifically, they guide the physician's decision making.
Right.
Because if it's $1 billion for you to have this test done, maybe you don't get that test done.
Right.
But if I know as a physician that there's a better way to do this, then maybe I can just help you without the insurance.
Yeah.
So I think there's a role for insurance. I think everyone should have insurance. But I think in primary care, we're able to do so much without it.
Right.
So that's why I don't take insurance.
That makes sense. And I can imagine people still appreciate what you have to offer regardless, especially because it's so affordable anyways.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So most of my patients have insurance, right? So they pay their monthly premiums or whatever, but they also pay the low affordable fee, and then they're able to get everything they can out of their health care.
Right.
So a lot of times I will recommend that they do maybe a higher deductible plan and have a lower premium, because if you did meet that deductible, you want that to be covered.
Right.
It was, you're spending thousands of dollars. It's time to get some coverage there.
Right.
But if you don't, if you only go to the doctor 3 or 4 times a year for things that are a more lower cost, then I can probably manage that for you.
Right. Well, you're clearly very passionate about what you do, and unfortunately we're out of time, although I'd love to keep talking to you about it. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes,
I really appreciate
absolutely.
that.
If you want to learn more about Dr. Stephanie and Fresh Start, make sure you go to iwannabuzz.com, and we will see you next time on Legacy of Leaders.